Devine is in favour of an independent Scotland, and he joins us now live from Glasgow. Good evening to you. We previously heard a short time ago from the Prime Minister David Cameron a very impassioned speech about why Scotland should remain part of the Union. He pointed out some quite significant things, that if Scotland were to go its separate way, that there would be, they'd not have the same currency, that's a minus, the armed forces would be split, the borders would be international. There'd be no support from British embassies for Scottish people travelling abroad should they get into trouble, and interest rates in Scotland would be no longer set by the Bank of England. All of those sound like pretty major deciding factors for people when they enter that ballot box.
Well, they all sound to me like extremely negative factors, and exaggerated as well, because we're in the heat of this debate. I just hope that the Prime Minister of the UK doesn't actually believe all that stuff, because it will be counterproductive. Once again, having tried the carrot in the last few days, the big stick has been brought out again. And my reading of the Scottish electorate is that this kind of thing will be counterproductive. And I'm just trying to speak as impartially as possible. It is the wrong policy, the wrong way to try and ensure a no vote. He's been wrongly and terribly wrongly advised.
But what about offering more options on devolution, this Devomax as it's been described? I mean, that really is an option where people don't have to take the risk.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing I think we're on about now is certainly what I'm concerned about is the future governance and the stable governance of the nations of this archipelago, of this island. If those goodies come down the line, just think what that's going to do to people in the working classes in many parts of England when they see Scotland, which they already think, wrongly I believe, is being feather-bedded, getting more of these positive developments when they are still suffering from the period of austerity. It seems to me there's only two ways to fix this. And the no parties better get their act together literally within the next couple of days on this. One way is a root and branch reform of the British state, aka federalism, or the other is an amicable separation. Not this nasty divorce that's been talked about. What needs to happen if there's a yes vote is that reason has to prevail. As has been already said, we live together on this island. And we need, therefore, to ensure the future of our children, our grandchildren and great-grandchildren to come.
So Tom,
and therefore, in a reasonable world, which I hope this is, hold on a sec, in a reasonable world for which I think this is, surely if there's a Scottish independence vote, there can be the possibility, leaving aside Scottish sovereignty, of course, there can be the possibility for the closest possible social, cultural and economic union. And all we've heard from very senior people in Westminster, who've always been distinguished for their mediocrity and lack of grasp of imaginative policies, that is the current generation of politicians of the major parties there, is no negativism and threats if the Scottish people come to a democratic decision which has been arrived at by a process of intensive debate, which is the envy of many countries in the world.
So Tom Devine, we're running out of time. I just wanted to ask that you're originally a no supporter. Why did you decide to change your mind?
Yeah. Because if the Prime Minister made another major error, he did not allow a third question for enhanced devolution, which 80% of the Scottish people would have agreed to,
but
and there would be a thundering vote for that.
He is offering that now.
He's offering that now through panic, and he's not offering in the sense of a root and branch reform of the British state. We are simply opening up a Pandora's box if there's more devolution to Scotland. English nationalism is the genie's out of the bottle through UKIP. Those people are going to be very angry about even more being given to the Scots. We need to have a balanced process of federal development in this whole country. But will we get that under the current group of politicians? I ask a rhetorical question and leave it for you to answer it.
Sir Tom Devine, thank you very much for joining us. Sir Tom Devine from Glasgow there.